What up, everybody? It's Overlord Beats. Lesson 2 of Sample School. Yeah, this is a figure I got of Bruce Lee, one of my heroes. So, to quote Bruce Lee, he said, "If you take water and you pour it in a cup, it becomes the cup. If you put it in a pot, it becomes the pot. Be water, my friend." And that's what I'm saying about this hip hop stuff, and this is what I'm saying about sampling and making beats. Think outside the box. Be formless. Be able to shape into whatever you need to shape into to accomplish the goal. I'm going to go in deeper detail. What up, YouTube? Yeah, I think you already heard that part, right? But anyway. Alright, this is lesson 2, sample school. Now, last time I showed you the power of looping. Looping is a very powerful tool. Don't ever discard it. Don't let your pride take you from making a high beat out of a loop. Because sometimes there's just certain loops and rare stuff out there that actually chopping it up doesn't do it justice. It's just my opinion, just how I feel, and I'm going to stand by it. We all entitled. But I really want you to let the music in your ear and what you feel inside of here guide where your music goes. Alright? So, we saw the power of looping in the last video, so hopefully you got that. But there's another way you can loop too. Most machines, most DAWs, especially today, there's not too many of them out there that can't do none of these things, so it should make this very easy. And again, if you can see the screen from here, that's great. I'm not showing screenshots because for you beginners, I really want you to train your ear. Looking at transients and chopping that way is a good thing, but it won't train your ear to listen naturally for what needs to go down. So, no screenshots. They'll come along later. So, sometimes when I do a loop, and sometimes if I do a loop, sometimes I want to control it a little bit more. Or I may want to do a minor chop in the middle or something like that. So typically you got a loop, but it may switch up a little bit. Or I may extend the end by maybe hitting a certain pad a few more times than the other. But for the most part, if you didn't know no better, you would think it was just a plain loop. So I want to show you the power of that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to, I'm going to take a sample, but I'm going to chop it up in zones. So I'm going to go into zones, or as some people may say, lazy chop, or where you chop in time. So that's where the air come in, because you can do it, you can do a lazy chop in rhythm and chop in time, and do your slices that way. Or you can let the MPC or whatever your DAW is chop it up by region or zones, and that will kind of put it in time, you know, because you're going to get even slices. So pretty much if your loop is on time and your count is on time, when it makes those even slices, all your chops will be in time, thus allowing you to do what I like to call a manual loop and a manual way of doing the time stretch, because the loop will be controlled by how fast you play the pads or at what tempo you play those pads. So it's like time stretching in real time, so to speak. So let's go into that and get busy. Alright, so I found a loop that I want to use. That's not it. Okay. A lot of times y'all will see me sample into the Remix 16, but right now I'm going straight into the MV. One, to save time, and two, so you know most of y'all will be sampling directly into whatever your machine or your DAW is anyway, so how about we just do that. Alright, I wanted to capture 16 notes. So I'm gonna let this play so you can hear the 16 notes that I'm counting. Check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1, right? So, when I'm counting this timing, that's exactly how you would be chopping your sample. If you, especially if you did a lazy chop, you'd be hitting the pad like this. And then you will have your chops. So I'm actually going to demonstrate that. So I'm going to sit down and start editing this. So we're going to keep that. And now I want to adjust my my start and end points because the sample edit, right? There we go. That should be a perfect loop. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to discard that and keep the perfect loop. So I'm going to make this louder, normalize it, always normalize my samples. Alright, so I'm going to chop. Alright, so if I hit it, so when I'm hitting the 1, it's starting it. So now I can do a lazy chop like 1, 2, 3. That's exactly what I'm going to do. 16 times on time. So I'm going to hit it to start it, and then I'm just going to go in rhythm. So those are my chops. So you can see, so that's called a lazy chop, or that's called chopping in time. Now, looking at the transients, technology kind of allows you to see that some of the stuff is off. So I got them chopped up, and I did it, simple. I kept the zones relatively equal, and I'm gonna go into something else in a second. But let's say I only want an 8 or a small portion of this. I can just run this loop like this. see, the faster I do it, the faster it plays, the slower I do it, the slower it plays. Now, this is a 16 beat. Now, my rule of thumb on that is when chopping to do the double what it is. It gives you more control. So you notice as I do it slower, I do it faster, it takes away some of my sound. That's on time. Now, if I do it faster, it can give you a unique sound because you're cutting out some of the notes because it's so long. So, what I would recommend at that point in time is I would go by regions, and now I need to adjust my regions to, like, I'm gonna double that. Double 16 is 32. So you see, by me having more chops, it gives me more flexibility. So if I play it real fast, it sounds more like the tune, or virtually you're doing a manual version of what the computer would do when you're doing these chops. Now the cool thing about that is, say you're getting your drum breaks from records. You're trying to find a drum that complement it. One, you can throw a drum break on and play your chops along to the drum break. Now, there's two benefits to that. One, you're going to find a drum break that matches best with the sample. And two, it works on your timing. So let's check this out. I'm going to just pick a random beat. Got the point? So let's pick another beat. I actually like how that sounds. So, let me make this a program real quick. Alright, now I actually like those drum sounds. I really think it complements the sample very well. But the drum beat is a lot slower than what I want it to be. But, again, I'm going to sample it. And what I like to do, a lot of times, you don't have to duplicate the exact same amount of numbers if you want, because the process is still the same. So if I only wanted 4 beats, I'm going to sample 4 beats and chop it into 8 pieces. If I only want 8 beats, I'm going to chop it into 8 beats, and I'm going to sample 8 beats, and I'm going to chop it into 16 pieces. If it's 16, I'm going to sample 16 beats, and then I'm going to chop it into 32 pieces. You get the point. I'm just doubling everything. So I'm going to sample this drum break. Here we go. Alright, I only wanted 8 because I'm going to chop this 8 into 16. So, let's play it. Alright, great. So I'm going to keep it. For the sake of speed, because it can work pretty fast, I showed that in the last video. Me, I'm chopping up the drums. So I'm just gonna get to it right away. Oops. Let's go to the trim. That should be a perfect loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. So there's no 9. It just comes back to the 1. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. There we go. I got it. Discard the rest. Oops. Go back to my sample edit. Go back to here. Shift. Clear all. Go back to trim. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. Good. Now I can discard it. Alright. Now, same process. I can lazy chop this too, but since the loop is right on time, if you got something that automatically chops, I can go to regions, hit do it. I got it into 32 pieces right now, but I'm going to turn it into 16. So now I don't have to worry about playing the slow. So I can play the original record. Or I can keep that same sound, same pitch, and just play it faster. So chopping essentially gives you the ability to do a manual time stretch. So let's convert this. So I want my beat to be, let's make it 87. I'm at 89, yeah, 87. Now I'm gonna record this drum loop in, and we're gonna do it for 4 bars. Alright, so it's perfect. Now for the sake of time, I'm going to just let it run. And when it comes back around to the 1, I'm going to start adding the sample to it. Now that first one messed up simply because I couldn't grasp the timing. So let's do it again. You may have to do it twice because essentially when you just listen to the beat, sometimes you don't know the sample or the feel. And a lot of times it's the ear and it's a vibe and it's a feel. So once I did it and I got the groove of it, I was able to do it the second time right on point. So here we go. And the beauty of doing it this way, and this also allows you, if you want to work on your chop game, this also allows you to practice because you got chops that are on time and you can work on different things and different techniques of chopping. So I'm going to conveniently make a copy of this track. I'm going to erase track 2. Copy the sequence. I'm going to erase track 2 that has my sample in it. And now I'm going to mess around with the sample.